Daredevil 277 from February, cover dated February of 1990. Picked this up at the Half Price Books. I used to go to Half Price Books, and the comics would, you can find a lot of comics for 50 cents, sometimes 25 cents. But generally, you can go pick up a stack of comics for fairly cheap. I went this time, and I didn't see a lot of comics under $1.50. So I don't know if all that backlog, backstock, whatever is getting bought up, and so they're raising the prices because people are willing to pay $1.50 for a 30-year-old comic. Just a random 30-year-old issue of Daredevil. It's a good run. It's the Nascenti run. But this is when it was Nascenti, and I believe John Romita Jr. But this particular issue had Rick Leonardi as the penciler, who I really like. He's not somebody I was really familiar with. I've picked up a few things that have him as the artist, and he really draws. He draws women really beautiful. He just draws like really good scenes. This is all about this psychiatrist who's treating his wife who has visions, some form of insanity where she has visions, almost like a mutant ability where she kind of like sees things how they are. And Daredevil, this never happens. She is battling insanity, but none of this ever happens. Matt Murdock is never in his Daredevil costume. He's just Matt Murdock, and it's a good comic. It's lots of talking. There's basically three characters, for the most part, three characters in the whole thing. It's just a scene, just a little three-person play, basically, where, this lady is struggling with this problem. Matt helps her, goes to their house for dinner, realizes that the husband is basically pursuing the wife as a career-making case instead of his wife. He's not really a bad guy. He's just kind of, look at that. So she's tormented. She can't leave. It's a little, rushed and kind of ham-fisted with the storytelling. But the art's great. It's a nice, solid little story where, as Zach says, if the character in the comic needs to do something awesome, does he do anything really awesome? Look at that. That's a pretty cool shot where he kind of realizes what's going on, that he's kind of, the husband's not really treating her that well, to kind of push her insanity so he can make his paper. But does he does save her from being hit by a car. Nice little sequence where he said just quick little two-page. That's the only action in the whole book is him saving her from being hit by a car. And then he saves their marriage. That's the big wow thing that he does. He saves their marriage. Looks happy to do it. Kind of goes off into the night, the winter night. This story takes place the day before Christmas, so this is 2 days after Christmas. But just a solid, nice little story. Took me a few minutes to read it. Didn't cost me much. $1.50. $1 back in the day. Just a fun little story with nice art. That's all you need, right? You don't need anything more complicated than that. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But, yeah. Just beautiful art and nice solid story. That's all you need. check out Half Price Books if you want to get some old comics that are better than new comics. I always find something there, whether it's a trade paperback or it's some old floppies. There's always something I like. I have some of the issues from this run, but not all of them. So I didn't have this one, so I picked it up. So I thought, $1.50 is a good deal. Picked it up basically because it was. I knew this was during the Nascenti run. I didn't have the issue, and Rick Leonardi was on the cover. I hoped he was on the inside. I figured if John Romita Jr. wasn't on the cover, then just draws women beautifully. Then it had to be Rick Leonardi in the interior. So good stuff. I don't know a whole lot about him. I know he worked on Spider-Man 299, Rick Leonardi, that is. 2099. I have a couple X-Men comics by him that I really thought are just really good. A Wolverine comic, I think, a Wolverine comic by him. That's really good. Maybe it's X-Men. Just solid stuff. He really draws beautiful women. And, can't hate on that. But, yeah. For once, Daredevil doesn't steal some dude's wife, too. So that's a maybe a first. Way to go, Matt. Way to not steal some dude's wife. Good job. Open it up. Look at that. You open it up and boom. Like, what is going on? I want to know what's happening on the next page. What's going on? That's the whole point of it. Your opening page needs to be, hey, I want to read more of this. Same thing with your cover. I want to see what's going on inside. Great cover. I want to see what's going on inside. Do that. This is one self-contained 22-page story that is better than half the crap on the stands. All right. Anyway, good old back in the day, Zach style car video. Thanks. Goodbye.